hosting this event Saturday night. And the Tropicana is under some major changes over the last 6 months. New management team that's been in place. Tony Rodeo has come back to the city with his management team. I think Steve is here, Calendar, and Eric Fiuca. These guys have done what they've done in 6 months of this property. We are in we are in the top casino property in Atlantic City. And this management team, what they've done in 6 months, if you haven't tried it here, you got to come here. Because what they do, and my brother's the CEO and president, I have to say that, so I'm a little prejudiced, but this guy has started from the bottom, from 35 years ago at Harris, as an entry-level position, making minimum wage back then, $4 an hour, and now he's CEO of the property, and he never forgot that, and he treats everybody the same. Mr. Calendar's probably the number 2 guy here, and you can ask him, he treats him the same as whoever they just hired last, the lowest level person. And that transforms to how they treat the people here and their customers. So, next time you want to try a casino, this is the top casino in the East Coast, by far. All right, we got to get to the fighters now. That's why I'm here, right, Dave?
Yes.
All right, the fighters, we're going to announce the fighters, and if you're here, just stand up as we announce your name and be acknowledged, and then at the end, if there's any questions for any of the fighters, I guess they can come up. We have from Detroit, Michigan, Mr. Chris Finley. We have from Virginia Beach, Virginia, Kenneth Moody Jr. From Atlantic City, he's going to be the favorite of the night. Atlantic City, New Jersey, Atlantic City's own, Mr. Isaiah Selden. From Norfolk, Virginia, Dorset, the Bullet, Barnwell. From New York, Mr. John Bolden. From Independence, Missouri, Steve Cox. From Newark, Delaware, Mr. Joey Tabiri. From Keaton, Ohio, Harley Kilfman. And from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Chaz the Gentleman Witherspoon. And for our main event, it's the NABA Lightweight Championship. We have Mr. Dorin, the dangerous Spivey, in the house. Who is going up against Mr. Victor Vasquez, who I believe is on his way. He's having some car troubles. Also, I don't know, is he here, Bunny?
No, not yet.
Singing the national anthem. I guess I got to do that too if he doesn't show up. Mr. Bunny Siegler singing the national anthem Saturday night. And the promoter of this fine event, Super Brawl 1, D-Lee Promotions, going to bring her up, Miss Diane Fisher, Cristiano, recently married to Leo Cristiano. The guy with the camera taking everybody's picture.
Good, John. I'm impressed.
Yeah, jeez.
Woo. Well, as everybody knows, I hate being up here, but I wrote a few things down, so I'm going to be pretty good at quick. First of all, I'd like to thank the Palm. I appreciate it. I know our company and our fighters are class act, and we have a press conference in a classy place, so I'm really happy about that. Second, I'd like to thank Tony Rodeo, only because he's given me a chance to come back, and he said if I don't sell 600 tickets, I'm fired. So we're about 1,000 so far, so I guess I got a job doing hair here. So the other person I want to thank is Rochelle for all the emails I've sent her over the last month and a half. And I'd like to thank Barbara and Kathy for Fish with Feet. They're my press company, and they are unbelievable. I mean, you guys names out all over over the place. And Alice for putting all the press kits together, I appreciate that. I just want to thank my crew a little bit. We got Michelle Lafferty, stand up Michelle. She's the one that's kept all these fighters together with insurances and everything else. And David Jones, stand up David. Dave's my rock. The one that night of the fighters, he will be back there. He will tell you what to do, and he's the big boss back there. Let me see. I have Nick Tiberi, my matchmaker, that spends all my money, but he's not here, so we don't have to worry about him. Fran Malowski, you can stand up, Fran. Fran. Guys, get a good look at her, because at the end of your fight, you're going to find her, and she's going to pay you. So you got to pay attention. When I said I was coming back to Tropicana to put a fight on, she said, "What, are you crazy?" And she went outside and she fell and broke her right arm and her right leg. So she's here. I'd like to thank Johnny. I appreciate this. I know it's the first thing you're doing, but I know all Hamilton will be here. So I don't have to worry about that. And most of all, I'd like to thank the fighters that are here. You guys are unbelievable. You're going to make me look good. So I know that you guys are fighting on the inside of the ring. I'm still fighting on the outside of the ring. If Dave Tiberi was here and Dennis Hassan, they would understand why. And I'd like to thank my husband. He's from Brazil, and all he knew was soccer and UFC. He knew nothing about boxing. So all the nights that I'm on the phone with Nick yelling and hollering and everybody else, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, let me see, page 2, and we're almost done here. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the one reason that we're here is to bring old-time boxing back. That's the most important thing to me. 15 years ago, I put the first fight on in Tropicana. It was, you know, the main event fell out the night before. I went to church, I got a main event. The girl that was supposed to fight got pregnant. So there was just a lot. The only way I'm making money in this business is writing a book. There's no question about it, because I got some real good stories. But the way I feel that our fight, we have 9 fights, and it's going to start at 8 o'clock sharp. And I have to be out of there by 11:30 or Rochelle's going to charge me extra. So when Dave said, "You're up," please be up, I'm telling you. But I went to Virginia a few years ago, or last year, and put 2 fights on down there, and I fell in love with the guys from Virginia. So I brought them up here, and I figured that they're going to do a good show, and I just want to thank everybody that's here. Thank you.
All right, but 3 hours for 8 fights. Hope there's a lot of knockouts.
No.
And also, you said you sold 1,000 tickets. Geez, we're going to have to renegotiate my contract, I think. If any of the press has any of the questions for any of the fighters, we can, how do you want to bring up the...
Yeah, let Dorin talk first, and then...
We'll bring up our main event guy, Mr. Dorin Spivey. You want to come up? Any questions for him?
First of all, I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm excited to be here in Atlantic City. This is my first time out of 46 fights fighting in Atlantic City, so this is going to be really big for me, and I'm excited about to be here. And it's an honor and a pleasure to be here, and I'm in the best shape of my life. Looking forward to exciting everybody. I've had the best training camp of my life, and hopefully I'll excite everybody Saturday night, and it'll be a great show. Anybody got any questions with the press? Yes, sir.
Yeah, your first major fight in this area, more or less, Pennsylvania, was when you upset, so we say, Billy Irwin.
Yeah, Billy
in the
Irwin.
Health show. How'd you feel about that coming in and defeating him?
It was a big win for me because it was a big comeback fight after losing to Lascano. I was sick in that fight, and I took that fight. It was a tough fight for me coming off my first real big loss, and to come back and beat Irwin was real big. And then actually I turned around 6 months later and beat Mike Stewart also, who's another Philadelphia prospect out of Delaware. So it was a big win, and it was great. And I love the fight town, Philadelphia, this whole area. You know, New Jersey, Philadelphia, the whole area.
Did Peltz overpay you for beating these two guys? Or?
Yeah, well,
No comments. Any other questions from the press?
Have you seen Victor fight? Have you seen Victor Vasquez?
Yes, sir. I have seen him fight. He's a tough guy. We're trained, we're prepared for him really well, and it's going to be an exciting fight. You know, he's a tough, hungry fighter just like myself, and you know, it's going to definitely be, I think, an action fight, an exciting fight. But I definitely think I'll come out victorious and come out on top.
Have you seen him live or just on film? Or?
I've seen him on film, actually.
Okay. Yeah, he's a real tough kid.
Yeah, he's tough.
Nice.
No doubt about it.
He's lost a couple of bad decisions and whatnot. So.
Well, he's all of Philadelphia, so he's definitely tough. Even the bums on the street in Philadelphia is tough. So, he's definitely tough. No question. Any other questions?
Dorin, are you intimidated? Victor Vasquez, are you intimidated?
Not at all. Not at all. Just like another day of work for me, you know. But I do respect Victor Vasquez, and I know he's a good fighter. So, you know, intimidated, no, but do I respect him? Yes, and I'm prepared for him in the best shape of my life.
Thank you.
That's Mr. Dorin Spivey. He's the one half of the main event, the 10-round fight. At the end of the night, he's going up against Victor Vasquez, who isn't here as of yet. If any other fighters, we could just call them up, actually. And if they want to address, just come up and say a few words. And if anybody has any questions for you, I'll call you up and you can come up. We'll go with Chris. Chris, you here? Chris Finley?
Yes.
Want to come up?
How y'all doing?
Hey,
I'm
how are
here
you?
from Detroit, Michigan. I would like to thank D-League Promotion for having me come out.
A whole lot of amateur experience, been all over the world for all types of fighters, you know what I'm saying? I beat most of them, you know what I'm saying? So, ain't too many heavyweights that can move like I can, throw 12 punch combinations with blast and speed, footwork, I got it all. So if y'all come in to see a excited fighter, you know, they can knock somebody out with one punch, you know, and still throw combinations and go the distance, y'all in the right spot. Any questions?
Yeah, Dorsey, were you ever in the New York Golden Gloves? You're from New York, or?
No, I'm originally from New York, but I started boxing down in Virginia.
Virginia?
I started boxing down in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you find the competition as far as the amateurs? Is that what you're referring to when you started?
Yes. Amateur competition. I started off as a brawler when I was 14, 15. I weighed 283 pounds.
Wow.
You know, and just staying in the gym. I got all the way down to 195. Ended up winning a couple of regionals, won a couple of nationals, and you know, you learn so much in the amateurs. What probably one of the funnest times of my life. You know, traveling the world, doing your thing. You know, but pro, that's what I've been looking forward to. I did a little layoff after my amateur career, a little let down because I had some problem with the 08 Olympic team. You know, I didn't make that, so took off like a year or two, and then I came back ready to rumble. You know, first couple of fights, knockouts, and I'm trying to keep this undefeated record as I go along.
You know anything about your opponent, John Bolden?
Well,
See, he's from New York.
I really don't know that much about the man, but besides, you know, I looked at his record, and he got knocked out, but he not every body that he won against, he knocked them out. So that means he ain't got no chin, but he can hit. So you know, so
Because he's coming to fight, is what now.
yeah, you know, that's everybody comes to fight, but I'm coming to
Everybody.
win. You know.
Dorset, are you having nightmares from Joe Bolden?
Yeah, that I might not get him out in the first round. You know. You know, it might go the distance, or I might knock him out in the second round.
Well said.
sweet.
That's funny, that's good, yeah.
Thank you, Dorset. Ready to rumble. I hope Michael Bumper is in the house. He might be getting fined. Joey Tabiri. Joey here?
Hi, Beery. Hi, Beery.
Hi, Beery. I'm sorry.
How's everybody doing?
Okay,
I want to
Joey.
start off by thanking Dee Lee and her team for putting the show together. Congratulating Leo and Dee Lee on their marriage.
Thank you.
Thank my boys for coming out and making the trip for me. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the card that's fighting, all the athletes, all the boxers, putting all this work in. We're going to put on a good show for everybody. I want to give thanks for Steve Cox for accepting the fight. Other than that, I'm in shape. I've been getting good working with Victor. I'm going to show you guys with the trips going back and forth to Philly as much as we could make it. And, I'm just ready to go. Any questions?
Yeah, you're a very exciting fighter. You come out there and take it to your opponents. You had the one loss, and I think you were winning the fight and just got caught, which could happen to anybody. So, like I say, you can't take anybody for granted.
No.
So, but you're training down in Ellesmere, the Ellesmere gym.
Mhm.
And who's training you?
My dad?
Dad? Okay. But you didn't have, did you have much amateur experience? Or?
Yeah, he was pro.
I mean, you.
Me, yeah.
Yeah.
It was off and on. It wasn't, like during high school, I played high school sports, so I mean, I wasn't focused on boxing like I am now.
Right. Okay.
So,
Well, I've seen you train down there, and you do train hard, and it's nice to see a young man like yourself in the game.
Thank you, appreciate it. I also want to say it's a privilege to fight on this undercard of the main event. Mr. Spivey is a veteran in the game. Victor's an up-and-coming prospect, so that's definitely the fight I'm going to be watching, So, good luck to everybody involved.
Good job, Joey. Well spoken. Mr. Steve Cox, his opponent.
I'd like to thank Diane with me on the card. Good luck to all the fighters Saturday. And thanks for Joey for fighting me. Just come ready, man.
Now, I see your second fight, they really put you in a tough guy, Benitez, right? So, geez. Sometimes you learn from things like that, you know what I mean? But now you have fought in Nevada, I guess, with him, and you're primarily out of. Now I'm familiar with the last guy that you fought. How did that fight go on until it was stopped with Noah Zudi?
I took that on like 2-week notice, and we were banging it out pretty good. I thought I was winning, and then I just pretty much gassed out.
Sorry, right. So you had enough notice on this one that you.
Yeah.